Garmin Forerunner 945. One of those devices that blends technology, design, durability, as well as battery performance or longevity. Very compatible and at a medium to higher medium levels in 2026. So in this video, we're gonna go over a question that majority of us who are watching this video might have, or those who are just getting started in the Garmin field as well as smartwatches in order to find out more about some of the models that are out there. So we're gonna answer the question whether this watch is a good buy in 2026, considering now it's couple generation old, as well as what was my initial user opinion about it as I wore it for multiple weeks, and how would it compare to the previous generation 935, which I have it available on the table as well. What are the drawbacks, and is it a good buy again at this moment in 2026 when this video is coming out? Because these watches are really in a price point that people who are getting into the sports and especially living in United States, 140 to 200 range, it becomes very reasonable nowadays to spend on these watches, especially if you're going to get a performance that is relative. And we're looking at Forerunner 55 or Forerunner 100 series or 200 series, and we see that some of them are in 300 ranges or 180 starting price ranges, which makes us wonder, should I go with a 900 series, which always have been basically putting out a better performance and a larger design or larger profile, or should I go with something newer and cut back on some of the performance I'm going to get or some of the design factors that I'm going to get? So hopefully this video will answer that question for you. And if you're new to my channel, I love smartwatches. I constantly compare Garmin with Apple Watches as well as Fitbit watches, and in all different categories, from those who do not have screens such as Fitbit Flex, or to some of the more advanced one such as the Phoenix series or Fitbit Sense. I guess it will be equivalent to it. All right, so what are we gonna go over is first the aesthetics. So this watch is beautiful. Again, I wore both of them, 935 and 945, each for a long period of time. I mean, this one was closer to 2 months. I said few weeks in the beginning of the video, but it will really reach out to 2 month period. And then for the 935, I had it on for, I guess, like 3 to 5 months. This was one of my favorites until I got my hands on a 945. So again, with the Garmin bands on these models, unfortunately, you do not get a quick release. So there's no level in here to kind of push on the opposite direction and take the band out. You have to go with the screw on each side, whether you want to replace it or whether you want to upgrade to something different. This one currently has an original Garmin band. We have the Garmin logo, this beautiful triangle, as well as Garmin writing here. The Garmin texture on this band is something that has been their signature for a long time, and I love it. This particular watch has been very cared for, even though I purchased it used. This one, we can see that very minimal scuffs on the casing, and in addition to that, the previous owner put a screen protector on. That's why we see a little bit of edge here. So yeah, overall it's in a phenomenal condition, and when I wore it, I just feel amazing. I don't know, it's something about this particular case that sits on my wrist perfectly. Okay, I know if you want to compare it with the 935, there's not that much of a difference, but I think these portions that they shaved off on 945 in compared to 935 really makes it to sit on my wrist in a much better setting. That's why it's more comfortable on my wrist and I really enjoy it. Okay. All right. So band is, to me, is 10 out of 10. I seriously don't know how you can improve it. I really enjoy it. I just wish it had the quick release function, which would be better. I like the accent. I wish we get like something more towards the 245 music, Forerunner 245 music, where you would get like a light blue accent. But normally with 900 series, what I've seen is that they go, and you can see it on 935 too, they go with something subtle, something that it's not popping as much. So in here we have a white accent, which you can see it on your activity button as well as here around your bezel. And the rest of it is very simplistic and minimalistic design that Garmin always follows, with the black and white color combination, and yeah, nothing to really pops up. One thing with these watches is that often the serial number falls off. Unfortunately, that's one of those flaws, but I've never been on a lookout to, be bothered with it. I purchase watches. Let's see. Oh, here, perfect example. On the 935, it's not there. So I'm not the one to be bothered by it, but I know certain people would not purchase a used watch, a used Garmin, if the serial number has been fallen or, I don't know, messed with or certain things like that. I personally always purchase them. So again, with these, you have the 945 and you have a 945 LTE, which if it was the case, which this is not the model, you would have a LTE writing right below the 945 here. I don't know how well the camera is picking it up. But this one is not, and those tend to be more expensive. You have basically the regulatory information down on the bottom and your beautiful sensors. Now, I know the sensor on this one has a little bit of cracks on it, but I'm just putting it side by side as a comparison because this is one of those factors that they upgraded from 935, the previous generation, to 945. You kind of are transitioning from this three dotted one square sensor from the older models or 935 series to this four vertical line sensor type of thing. All right, and then on the left side, you get your three buttons, which functions as light, up, down, and then some of these buttons have dual functionalities, such as up can take you to the menu, which has been indicated by the basically embossed logo on the side, which I don't know how easy it is for camera to pick up, or the light button also takes you to this quick setting, which can help you turn off the watch as well, which again, because it's a second function, you do get the logo on the button itself, and you have the music for the down, which bumps you up to the music section. The back button on the right, as well as something that you can use in order to bump you up to the home screen, and then of course activity button, or something that almost everybody buys these watches for, is on the top right corner, but also has a dual functionality, which often works as the enter. Okay, so we went over the aesthetics. Now let's quickly jump into the charger. The charger has not seen a significant change from a previous generation to this generation. I'm very thankful that they kept it with this design and did not go something ridiculous like they put in to Vivo Smart 4 or Vivo Smart 3, where you have to get a completely different charger for this specific watch in order for it to work, because sourcing those chargers will be harder. They have a basically a higher price point versus something that is pretty versatile among majority of Garmin models or designs. Okay, so very appreciative. Again, nothing to really go over, but yeah, thankful that they didn't change it. Okay, so what has been my user experience with this watch? I have really loved it. Again, I wore this watch for a long time. I'm a huge fan of Garmin products in general, and I love this watch every day that I wore it. I love that basically you do get all of these information in different pages where you can go on, like I did now. I love the fact that you can go on to watch face and basically change it to whatever you like, and you can customize it, not particularly with regards to the seconds or how it sits, but specifically with regards to what kind of a data you care about in order to integrate it on your watch. Like, for example, I care about how many steps I've taken, I care about the day, and then I care about the battery percentage or how much calories I burned. All right. So I really like it. Having some of the other stuff such as accent color that you can set on, which I normally just try to match it up with the accent color of this watch, but this one being on white, you have to go with something that pops a little bit. Again, these are important to me. I like the fact, and I like the fact that I'm getting color instead of some of the cheaper models such as Forerunner 35, where you stick with black and white. Okay. And as far as the user, I think the data has been very accurate for me, especially when it comes to the heart rate as well as um, the steps and calories burned. But I also am a huge fan of Garmin when it comes to the notification section, especially here, like the emails that I have received, the voicemail, or if I get any phone calls or text messages. It's always on point. You get your specific section, you can click on them, look at them in more details, and I love that. Sometimes I just wear my watch at work because I don't want to be distracted with my phone notifications, such as like vibrating or making noise. I will just refer to my watch whenever I have that time, and that gave me a peace of mind. All right. So user face or user interface and user compatibility, I'm a huge fan, and I will transition to the question that majority of us have, whether I would purchase this watch in 2026. I would absolutely wear this watch. I would absolutely purchase this watch and own this watch. Do not let it doubt your mind that, oh, it's 2 generation old now, maybe it doesn't do as much as it did um, back in the days. If the battery is on point, hasn't been touched, you are for certain getting a really good performance for 2026 when it comes to the calories calculation, as well as steps, as well as other factors, as well as if we're jumping into the smart aspect of it, whether this watch is still smart enough. Yes, I would say for me it is, because I'm looking at a smartwatch to calculate my stats as well as notify me from any phone notifications. Okay, and this one does. Now, sure, it does lack on certain things, such as like calculating the what is it, the blood pulse or something like those are specific category of stuff. But I personally do not use those stuff regularly or ever, because thankfully I don't have those conditions or conditions that requires me to look at those, or goals that will require me to look at those numbers or functionalities. So I'm happy with this. I really love the quick menu, or the setting that it bumps you on when you hold the light button, because then you get access to your credit card, or you can find your phone, or you can set up a stopwatch, or a timer, which I think are very relevant. And yeah, definitely, if you find one that is in a good condition, clean, has been taken care of, definitely go for this one. Already has been sold, but I can link my online store. If you guys are interested, you can take a look and see if I have available later on when you're watching this video. Thank you again and hope you enjoy your day. And if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe as I will go over a lot of smartwatches in different categories: Garmin, Apple, Samsung. It just doesn't matter. All right, follow.